Madam President, even mice and cockroaches, but not the Russian ambassador in this chamber, know that none of the countries that provide assistance to Ukraine is under the Security Council sanctions. Yet, in its turn, receiving assistance from the fully sanctioned North Korea is a brazen violation of the UN Charter. At least 7 aircraft carrying military personnel of up to 2,100 soldiers flew from the Eastern Military District to the Russia's border with Ukraine. The number of DPRK soldiers expected to be transferred from the Russia's Primorsky Krai by the end of October 2024 may reach 4,500. It is also expected that in November 2024, DPRK military personnel will begin directly participating in combat operations against Ukraine's defense forces.
Given the statements about the North Korean soldiers, it should not surprise anyone because they all barefaced lies, and they're trying to distract from truly significant problems that threaten international peace and security. And we see that again when we listen to the lamentations by the US and satellites. And the performance today has one goal: to try and post facto justify their own decision to send NATO troops so as to shore up the regime of the outdated dictator. The issue of cooperation with Pyongyang on this our position is open. DPRK is a neighbor, close partner, and we're developing relationship with many areas. Our interaction is transparent. We pay visits, signed international treaties, signed commercial contracts in various areas of bilateral interaction, and this is our sovereign right. I would like to underscore that the Russian interaction with DPRK in the military and other areas is in line with international law and is not violation of it. It's not aimed against third countries, is not a threat for the countries of the region or international community, and we intend to develop this cooperation in future, and no one can prohibit us from doing that.
Should DPRK soldiers be used in the battlefield, this would mark a further and serious escalation of the conflict. The decision to deploy North Korean soldiers would also be an inescapably clear demonstration that Russia is growing more desperate, having already suffered more than 500,000 casualties. Russia knows the DPRK threatens peace and security in the region. The Kremlin knows the DPRK's unlawful ballistic missile and nuclear weapons programs undermine the non-proliferation regime that has helped to keep the world safe from nuclear war for decades. Russia knows the DPRK is a pariah with one of the world's worst human rights records. Russia would not turn to the DPRK for a military alliance unless it were desperate and had run out of options. The international community must act to protect Ukraine from Russia and North Korea. A North Korean-backed Russian victory in Ukraine, even a partial one, would dangerously destabilize the world.